Morning everyone. We are doing shakedown ride number 2, and Laura was so inspired by my bikepacking cosplay that she decided to join in on the fun and load up her breadwinner and get it dialed. What's in your bag?
Sleeping bag, coffee in the back, everything else up here. Sleeping pad, pillow, some clothes, first aid kit, snacks, wallet, windbreaker, that kind of thing. If we go do an overnight tonight, I'll put coffee making stuff up there too.
So during the whole custom bike process, you were very insistent on a basket.
Yes. So
how come?
There's a huge amount of usable space here, and a basket is just so, I don't know, overly functional. I mean, I can put whatever I want in there. It doesn't need to be super precisely stuffed into one particular bag.
And for me, I've been really enjoying using these Paradise style bags. I get the bikepacking roll thing, but it's so limiting. You need super light gear, super compact gear, which tends to be expensive. With the Paradise, it's like way easier. I did swap out my rear one for a smaller one, and it still manages to fit all the gear. But for the ride today, going to a spot called Tura. It's actually a fishing access spot. Even though we didn't bring any fishing gear, we're taking the gravel way there. So just another kind of warm-up ride for the Ochicos. Right, that was a fun little descent. Now for this crazy road. I forget what it's called. Super steep and chunky and kind of parallels the freeway to this fishing access spot. So as you can tell, it's pretty bumpy here. Check that out. I'd say those are fist-sized rocks. It's pretty much this all the way to the fishing access. So it should be fun. Alright, so we're bumping along. You can start to see views of the Clark Fork River out there. It got a little bouncy and rough back there. I did touch tire with the front bag, I believe. I heard it twice. Otherwise, it's still pretty good.
I think what I like about having the basket is that you don't typically think of a bike with a basket as being capable of riding rough terrain. And you don't really think of a person riding a bike with a basket of being able to do a long, hard ride. And so that like cognitive dissonance, not only for like other people watching, but for myself, it's kind of fun.
Hey, basket packing. Alright, so we're at Tura, so I think we're going to end this portion of the video here, but we're actually going to do an overnighter at the local S240 spot so I can shake down some of the new camping gear. So we'll see you guys in a couple hours when we do the overnight portion of this shakedown ride. Alright, so it's part 2 of today's video. Washed up, load up the bikes with our full-on S240 gear. And we're gonna do an overnighter at the local camp spot. Yeah, it should be pretty chill. Be a good chance for me to test out the camping gear. This will be the first night where I'll be sleeping in the QUILT. So hopefully that works out. So here's a sign you guys probably don't see every day.
Bikes and bears.
I think it's new. Yeah, no? Yeah, don't play well together. in case you were wondering.
Facts, yes.
All right, so we've entered the Rattlesnake Recreation Area. How far are we from the campsite? Like
3 miles.
3 miles. So a pretty short ride from our place. Awesome S240 spot. So we're rolling in, and there's other people. Nice family biking setups. Who's cargo bike? Nice, sweet.
Party back in here.
Oh, we haven't even started.
No. So I rolled up, and there's a birthday weekend family bike packing thing going on, which is pretty awesome to see. It's cool to have a spot like this so close to town. Makes it pretty accessible for all people. That means we just have to find a quieter spot though. So Lori found a clearing with a fire ring. I would have just pitched camp by the trail.
I know you would.
Path of least resistance. Don't think we've seen this spot before. Right, so we've found a campsite. Laura's found the spot. Yay! I'm gonna set up the tent. Yay, we got it up! We haven't set this tent up in a while, but came together okay. Right, Lori?
It did. Good job.
Only took like, it didn't take too long.
Considering, I think the last time that we set this up was on the Ochika ride last year.
Right. So, yeah, yes.
It's been a year, holy cow.
Now the worst part, or the part I dislike the most, is blowing up this thing. So this is the piece of gear that I've not tried yet that I'm going to try out for the first time on this trip. And it's this Enlightened Equipment QUILT. And I mentioned it in the first video in the series that I wanted to try a quilt, and you're probably wondering why. As you can see, it's kind of like a large blanket, and the advantages of this is that there's not any down on the back, so when you lay on it, you're not compressing it, and therefore it makes it lighter, kind of saves on materials. And if you're a hot sleeper, super easy to kick your feet from under the quilt. To hold it in place so it doesn't just like flop around, it's got this band here. So you can kind of adjust it so it holds the quilt fabric where you want it. I'm gonna set up in the tent and we'll see how it does. So this is the quilt attached to the sleeping pad. And another advantage is if you tend to roll around at night, you don't get twisted up in your mummy bag. It just kind of stays on top of you like a regular blanket. At the foot box here, you can actually snap it up and zipper it up and draw it around your feet, kind of like a mummy bag when things get really cold. Got a lot of versatility. If you sleep warm, if you sleep cold, you've got options. And again, this is the 10-degree one, and it packs down super small. So stoked on that. All right, so we're trying some new ultralight cooking on this trip. It's called snack packing. Very ultralight potatoes. Ultralight meats.
Ultralight steak.
Ultralight steak. Steak and potatoes, like dehydrated ultralight. And what's in there? The coup de grace. Coup de grace, folks. Yay! Oh my god, I can't believe it's real.
Ta-da! You want one?
We've got 3.
I've got 3.
Camp life. So this officially is a snack packing. Yay! Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay!
I am amazed that they're still fizzy after all of that like bouncing around.
Yeah, you'd think they'd explode all over the place, but it's not the case. We finished the dinner portion. Steak and potatoes.
And now it's time for dessert.
Nice.
We are eating healthy tonight, my friends.
It's artisanal though.
That's true. Organic.
It's dark chocolate, so it's got antioxidants. Peanut butter, so protein. Snack packing. All right, good morning everyone. First night with the quilt, and it worked out pretty good. I felt like it was pretty warm on the top, and one of my favorite things is my feet always get really hot, especially during summer transitional months. I was able to just stick it out the bottom, which is super clutch because you can run a warmer bag and still be comfortable. Took some little getting used to be laying directly on the sleeping pad. I thought it might get cold, but actually worked out okay. I think the coldest it got was probably in the 40s, so 10-degree bag did really well, needless to say. I think the real test is going to be when things get really chilly, but so far digging the quilt. All right, so we've wrapped up our little overnighter, rushing back home, make some breakfast, make some sandwiches, and I'm going to meet up with my friend Kyle, who's doing the Ochika Overlander, and we're going to ride up a mountain. It's going 3,000 feet and 13 miles up to a fire tower, fully loaded. So there's that. So if you want to see that video, be sure to subscribe, follow along this kind of whirlwind of preparing for the Ochiko Overlander. And of course, till next time, keep the supple side down.